Hi, I'm here today with Laurent Seyer, CEO of Lyxor. Hi Laurent, nice to meet you and thanks for speaking to us today. Laurent, I was wondering if you could tell us a bit about what it takes to be a global player in today's economic environment.
Well, hello Kalpana. I suppose it takes a lot. At the end of the day, I believe it's always to find the right balance between basically having a very strong identity, being focused and remain focused on what you do well, what you excel at, the fields where you have a competitive advantages.
Sure.
Don't be too much diversified by the short-term opportunities, and at the same time be local and therefore understand the local economy. Take the time to listen to the local clients because they don't have the same needs. So you need to be able to deliver a unique and united set of services, of product, which is your branding, your culture, your identity, and at the same time make it local, adapted to the local economy, and therefore have a very good understanding of the local regions and the local markets, and that takes time. So to cut it very short, I would answer that it takes time to be global. That's probably the major requirement.
Sure. And obviously we're at a fund management conference, and what do you see some of the key challenges for fund managers in the industry today?
There are a lot, I'm afraid.
Yeah?
So
sure there are.
Yeah, sure. We all know about what they are. You know, regulation is obviously a key challenge we all have to go through. It comes from everywhere, from Europe, from the US. We have to adapt to that.
Yeah.
Obviously, we want to be global. So when you want to be global, as I said, you have to take the time to understand the local markets. But at the end of the day, I think that the key challenge is always the same. It's about making sure that we serve our clients well. And that means two things. Making sure that we put all our efforts firstly in trying to deliver good performances, and secondly putting all our efforts in the relationship with our client, that is the reporting, the transparency. I think that at the end of the day, forget about all the short-term noise that we hear about new regulation and all that stuff. That's very important. We have to go through that, but people who will survive and who will be the winners of these times, I believe, are the ones who will be able to keep focused, remain focused on what is key actually, which is to take care of our clients.
Of course, yes. And there's a lot of mixed views on China. Some say it's a bubble, some say it's a region of volatility over the short term, long term. I mean, what's your opinion on China?
It's interesting because, as you said, there are very different views, including in our group, Société Générale Research and Lyxor Research. We have different views, so that's very interesting. It proves that it's difficult. I think that that's the first reaction, is to be humble in this business of investing money, people's money. There are a lot of uncertainties. My personal feeling is that of course there has been a slowdown in the Chinese economy. Of course the real estate market is going through a capital drain. Of course inflation is probably going to peak in Q3 and maybe Q4 this year. But growth is still a double-digit kind of annual growth. The fundamentals are there. I believe that the monetary policy of the Chinese government will not tighten. So I believe that inflation will rise a bit, but it won't, be a big problem. I hear that the politicians, the decision makers in China, they have understood that the slowdown of their economy has been bigger than what they expected, and that they have to do something to sustain the economic growth, and I'm sure they will do it. So as far as I'm concerned, I would rather stick on the medium-term view, and I'm a believer that it's a long-term, very good investment.
Sure, that's good to know. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
My pleasure.